Okay guys, now I'm going to share with you guys another technique called up and over. Now this technique is actually used when you're designing a double layer backdrop but on a single crossbar. It isn't always necessary to use multiple crossbars when you're creating layers. You can create a very full backdrop using various colors and different textures on a single backdrop stand alone using this very technique I'm going to show you. You'll be able to see this technique step by step as we progress throughout this course. We're going to create designs using this so you can actually see how it's done. However, in order to execute this look effectively, the fabric should be twice as long as the height of your backdrop. There are some pro tips that I will share with you to help you even if your panels aren't as long as I actually recommend. These amazing tips will not only help you maximize using the equipment you already have, but also eliminate you wasting time trying to find a solution, or better yet, how about posting in the Facebook groups only to get so many conflicting remedies. The gist of this technique is to simply locate the middle of your drape. You're going to hang it over the crossbar, and instead of having one panel, it's going to provide you with two panels. This is going to give you a fuller look. So let's see that in demonstration. So now we're going to assemble your up and over backdrop. So one cool tip that I'm going to share with you guys again is a pole cover that I actually created from a draping panel. Now, most draping panels, when you purchase them pre-made, they will actually have two seams on either end. So it'll be a seam at the top and it'll be a seam at the bottom. I primarily only use one. So if I need something quick like a pole cover, I will just cut it off the other end. And that's what I did with this here. So I'm going to utilize this to cover my pole because when you're doing up and over design, your pole will be exposed. So you just put that on, shimmy it on, and then you want to put your crossbar back and bring it all the way across. Now this doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be uniform because primarily you're really not going to see it. You just want to use it as extra, you know, some kind of extra security knowing that no one will see your crossbar. So after that, what you're going to do is take those very long panels that I was telling you guys about, and you're going to start the technique. Now, this is actually a very long panel. This is 30 feet wide. So you can normally start at minimum maybe 20 feet, 21 feet, because if you're doing a, let's just say a 10-foot backdrop, your panel needs to be at least 20 feet. Mainly probably 21 to give you a nice good puddle. So the first thing you want to do is locate the middle of your panel. So here's my middle, and now only thing I'm going to do is do exactly what it says, which is go up and go over, right? So you just take your other piece, and it's just as simple as that. You go up and you go over. And you're going to do the same exact thing for your other panel. Now for this design, I'm actually going to only be using two panels because I'm going to show you a different kind of backdrop that doesn't require 400% fullness. So again, I find my middle. And I just toss one side over, just like that. So now you're going to just open your drape all the way across your entire backdrop. All the way over. Now, in order to have your drape, when you're doing this technique, form any kind of pleating or anything like that. So what you guys are going to do now is called pinch pleating. And again, very simple term because you're doing just that. You're going to pick your drape up and you're just going to pinch it over. So what you're doing is just trying to make small bunches to make your drape full. So the goal is to, now you know this entire panel is 10 feet wide. So since you only have two panels, Once you're done pinch pleating, this entire drape should come to the middle of your backdrop. So you just want to continuously pinch pleat as it inches over. And just keep going till you reach the middle about. Now again, if this pole cover like twist and turn, no worries, because again, you're not going to see it. You want to fill in any kind of gaps you may see, just to make sure your panel is even. And then you're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Open your entire drape up across the whole backdrop just to kind of get it open, and then you're going to pinch pleat, same thing. Continuously do it all the way to the end of your drape panel. Now you do want your two panels to meet, and not just meet, you want them to overlap so you don't the naked eye won't be able to tell where one panel ends and where one begins. So once you get to the end, you're just going to take one end of your panel and you want to tuck it a little bit just so you won't see the seam, and then you just want to overlap your panel just like that. So once you actually raise your backdrop, this will just look like it's puddling, or this will just look like it's pleating. So no one will be able to tell that your draping panels are meeting right there. So once you're done all that, you just want to kind of shimmy things around, fill in your gaps. And at that point, once you stand back and see everything and you're happy with everything, you're going to attach your pole covers, and then you're going to start designing. Now, pole covers don't really change too much. So I like the DIY pole covers like we used in the last backdrop, and we're going to use the same exact kind in this backdrop. So if you get to the point where you have a lot of fabric, one good thing I do that saves me a lot of time, these pole covers, I don't disassemble them. I normally keep them, keep a good 10 like in a tote where they're already prepared. So when I have to design an event, I don't have to constantly make pole covers. Attach it to that one, then go to the other side and do the same thing. Look out for your tag and your seam and make sure that it is on the underside. Take your excess pipe cleaner and give it a little twirl around just so you don't lose your pole cover. And at this point, you're ready to raise. Okay, so now you're going to raise. And since you did the up and over technique, you kind of don't want to raise too high, because guess what? This is sheer. Your fabric can shimmy all the way to the other end. So you just go up a little bit and then go to the other side and kind of go back and forth just to make sure you don't lose the evenness of your fabric. Okay. So now you have your backdrop raised with the up and over technique. Now you can go and clean up anything you need to clean up, but it depends on really how you're going to design. So we're not really going to do a basic backdrop. We're going to take it a step further and create an amazing, flowy, romantic looking backdrop. But guess what? That's actually in the next module. So for this module, we've actually come to the end, and I hope you really got so much value, and you should be fired up and excited for the next module like I am, because we're going to get into intricate designs.